I always believed the tranquil embrace of nature held a kind of solace that could mend even the most shattered spirits. Little did I know, nature had its own secrets, concealed within the shadows of the wilderness, waiting to be unveiled. It was a crisp evening in the heart of the French countryside. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a cascade of warm hues across the landscape. I, Philip, a wanderer with a penchant for solitude, found myself drawn to a serene forest bathed in the soft glow of twilight. As I strolled along the winding path, a strange unease wrapped around me like an invisible shrew. The rustling leaves overhead whispered a tale of an impending darkness. Unversehrt, I pressed on until the distant murmur of a chainsaw shattered the tranquility. The rhythmic buzz grew louder, sending chills down my spine. In the dimming light, I glimpsed a figure ahead, obscured by the gnarled branches. A silhouette wielding a menacing chainsaw danced among the shadows. Panic set in as I realized the figure was heading straight for me. Heart pounding, I sprinted through the labyrinth of trees, the deafening buzz of the chainsaw pursuing me like a relentless specter. With breathless relief, I stumbled onto a moonlit clearing. The chainsaw's ominous drone faded into the distance. Gasping for air, I looked back to the forest's edge, but the figure had vanished, leaving me to question the reality of my harrowing encounter. The next tale unfolded in the heart of an abandoned quarry, where the echoes of laughter once resonated now gave way to an eerie silence. A group of friends, seeking adventure, pitched their tents as the sun dipped below the horizon. The quarry walls loomed like ancient sentinels, casting long shadows that danced in the firelight. As the night unfolded, the camaraderie turned to hushed whispers as an other-worldly chill settled in. Shadows morphed into sinister shapes, and the laughter that once echoed off the quarry walls transformed into disembodied whispers. Each crackle of the fire seemed to mimic a distant scream, and unease gripped the campsite like a vice. One by one, the friends disappeared into the darkness, leaving a sole survivor trembling by the dying embers. A ghostly figure emerged, clad in tattered clothes, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. The survivor, paralyzed with fear, watched as the specter extended a skeletal hand, beckoning them into the abyss. The final tale led us to the tranquil English countryside, where a young woman, Emily, embarked on an evening walk. The golden hues of sunset bathed the rolling hills, and a gentle breeze whispered through the leaves. Yet an inexplicable sense of dread tingled in the air. As Emily ventured deeper into the woods, the shadows seemed to converge, forming a silhouette that mirrored her every step. Panic clawed at her chest as the lurking stranger materialized before her. His eyes, void of humanity, fixated on her like a predator, closing in on its prey. With every desperate sprint, the stranger mirrored her movements effortlessly, the distance between them never changing. Emily's heart pounded in her ears as the woods transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth. A distant clearing offered a glimmer of hope, and with the last reserves of her strength, Emily burst into the open. The stranger halted at the forest's edge, his malevolent gaze lingering. As Emily caught her breath, she noticed a chilling familiarity in his features, a reflection of herself. The boundary between reality and nightmare blurred, leaving Emily to question whether she had escaped the clutches of a malevolent doppelganger or simply run deeper into the abyss. The wind whispered through the trees like a ghostly choir as I strolled along the narrow path in the heart of a serene French forest. The golden hues of the evening sun painted the landscape in a warm embrace, casting long shadows that danced on the carpet of fallen leaves beneath my feet. The tranquility was interrupted only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of crickets. Philip, an adventurous soul, I reveled in the solitude of nature. As the daylight waned, I marveled at the interplay of light and shadow, losing myself in the beauty of the landscape. But as the last rays of sunlight retreated, an unsettling sensation crept over me. The forest seemed to come alive with unseen eyes, and the once friendly shadows now harbored something ominous. My pace quickened, and my heartbeat echoed in my ears. The path narrowed further, and the trees closed in, their twisted branches casting eerie silhouettes on the ground. I stumbled upon an ancient stone archway, its weathered surface adorned with symbols long forgotten. It stood like a gateway to another realm, and an inexplicable chill ran down my spine. Pushing forward, I entered a clearing bathed in the silvery glow of the moon. The air turned dense, almost palpable with an otherworldly energy. My eyes darted around, searching for the source of my unease. That's when I heard it. The faint, haunting echoes of distant footsteps, unseen but undeniably present. Panicking, I retraced my steps, but the once familiar path now twisted and turned like a malevolent labyrinth. The echoes intensified, growing into a sinister cacophony that seemed to mock my attempts to escape. Shadows danced around me, morphing into grotesque figures that whispered chilling secrets. I stumbled upon a desolate clearing, and there, bathed in an ethereal light, stood a figure draped in shadows. It was a silhouette, faceless and featureless, yet radiating an undeniable malevolence. Panic seized me as the whispers grew into an indistinguishable chorus of torment. The figure advanced, and with each step, the forest seemed to close in, swallowing me whole. In my final moments of terror, the figure loomed over me, and a deafening silence replaced the cacophony. The forest returned to its serene state, the shadows receded, and the figure dissolved like mist. I lay there, trembling, the echoes of fear lingering in the air. The unsettling events were not confined to that ominous forest. In a different tale, a group of friends embarked on a camping trip, seeking solace in the solitude of an abandoned quarry. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding as they set up their tents, unaware of the horrors lurking in the depths below. As the night deepened, strange noises echoed from the quarry. Curiosity gripped them, leading them to the precipice. Their flashlights revealed a sight that chilled their very souls, an abyss teeming with grotesque, shadowy figures. The quarry, a gateway to an ancient realm, echoed with the tormented whispers of unseen entities. In a quaint village, a young woman named Emma experienced her own descent into terror. During an evening walk near the woods, a sinister figure emerged from the shadows. The air turned icy as it trailed her, an unseen menace that defied reason. Panic set in as Emma realized the figure mirrored her every move, a malevolent reflection that bridged the gap between worlds. The stories converged, each a testament to the unseen menace that lurks in isolation. As the narrator, I implore you to heed this warning. In the quietest places, where shadows dance and echoes linger, the line between our world and the unknown blurs. Be cautious in the embrace of solitude, for you may find yourself facing an unseen menace beyond comprehension. In the fading light of a late summer day, I found myself wandering through a serene French forest. The tranquility of the scene was mesmerizing, the trees casting elongated shadows as the sun dipped behind the horizon. The air was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth, a symphony of rustling leaves accompanying each step. As I followed a narrow path, a sudden hush fell over the woods. The birds silenced and a chill crept into the air. Something felt amiss, a primal instinct warning me of unseen danger. My pace quickened, a sense of urgency settling in, when faint whispers emerged from the depths of the trees. Whispers, barely audible yet unmistakably present, echoing through the foliage. I hesitated, trying to dismiss the eerie sensation, but as the whispers grew more distinct, a cold dread settled in the pit of my stomach. Each step became deliberate, my heart racing in sync with the fading light. The forest, once inviting, now felt oppressive, the trees closing in, suffocating. Then I caught a glimpse of movement, a fleeting shadow darting between the trees. Panic seized me, and I broke into a sprint, branches scratching my face as I tore through the underbrush. The whispers turned into urgent, malevolent murmurs, goading and mocking, pushing me further into a state of sheer terror. I stumbled, falling to the ground, and as I glanced back, I saw a figure obscured by darkness advancing. Adrenaline surged through my veins as I scrambled to my feet, the pursuit relentless. With every gasping breath, the forest seemed to conspire against me, the shadows alive and malevolent. I pushed myself to the limit, every nerve screaming until, finally, I burst from the forest's suffocating embrace and into an open field, the moon casting an ethereal glow upon the grass. Gasping for air, I collapsed, the whispers fading into the distance. My heart pounded in my chest, the terror slowly ebbing away. I had survived, but the memory of that haunting chase lingered, a chilling reminder of what lurked within the wilderness. In the aftermath, I reflected on the ordeal, the inexplicable horror that had befallen me. The advice I would impart to anyone who dares to wander in the unknown: heed the silent warnings of nature, and never underestimate the hidden perils of the wilderness. There are forces beyond our understanding, and in the silence of nature, there are whispers that can unravel the fabric of our reality, plunging us into the darkest depths of fear.